Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner is facing questions on his role in the AIG bailout. Mary Thompson, I'm looking at this Holman Jenkins piece in the opinion pages of the Journal, the never-ending Goldman AIG saga. And whether it's much ado about nothing or whether there's any smoking guns, I guess it's still open to question. But I like his last paragraph, Mary. Just respond to this. A lot of consideration got pushed aside in the rush to rescue AIG, which we still suspect was done for legitimate reasons, the ones offered by Geithner, Bernanke, and Paulson to stave off the crisis. But rushed work is sloppy work, and that certainly applies. And there will be some things, but is there really any malfeasance? And that's the whole question. And people are, it's like almost a witch hunt. You've got the guys with the torches at the door of the castle.
Mm-hmm. And, I think that's a question that a lot of people are going to be focusing on today. Was there malfeasance? And if you look at a number of the emails, et cetera, that have been released by some of the committees, the question, I think, where there could be questions about whether or not there was malfeasance is whether or not there was, or the Fed tried to prohibit certain information from being released to the public. People close to one of the congressmen yesterday were saying that it doesn't appear that Tim Geithner did anything wrong during this crisis. But as the piece does point out, Joe, a lot of mistakes can be made, or I should say a lot of things can happen when something is done in a rushed manner. And so that gives certainly Congress, which is out to defend Main Street's interests at this point, a lot of ammunition against both Geithner and Paulson today. Of course, Geithner will be one of the 6 witnesses today, those witnesses including his predecessor, Hank Paulson, all of them facing questions about the $62 billion that was paid by AIG and the government to buyers of credit default swaps that were sold by the insurance giant. Some members of Congress alleging Geithner, then head of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, engineered AIG's bailout, which included those payments to benefit Wall Street firms like Goldman Sachs. Some also allege the New York Fed engaged in a campaign to keep information about the CDS payments, the recipients of those payments, and the securities they covered from the public. In his prepared remarks for today's hearing, Geithner denies those claims, saying, "We didn't act to protect the financial interests of individual institutions. We didn't act to help foreign banks. We acted because the consequences of AIG failing at that time in those circumstances would have been catastrophic for our economy as well as for American families and businesses." The excerpts of Geithner's testimonies reviewed by CNBC do not mention another question he's going to face today. Why did he or others at the Fed not work harder to cut those payments to AIG's counterparties? Why did the counterparties receive full payment when AIG was barely viable? Geithner goes on to say AIG is in much better shape than it was 6 to 12 months ago, and if there's a lesson to be learned from the crisis, it's that new regulation to limit risk at systemically important companies and a system to wind down complex financial institutions is needed. Geithner's comments echoed in Paulson's testimony, who says the decision to save AIG was correct, and failure to do so could have meant a complete collapse of the financial system. Paulson goes on to say he had nothing to do with the decision to pay AIG's counterparties full value of their contracts. Those decisions, he said, were made by the Federal Reserve as well as the New York Fed. Keep in mind the hearing starts at 10 Eastern time today. Geithner's first, then Paulson. Expect ranking Republican Gerald to come out with guns blazing. He has openly questioned whether Geithner is being truthful about the purpose of the AIG bailout. We'll have full coverage coming up later today. Becky, back to you.
All right, Mary, thank you very much.